April 19th was a great day for Blue Origin's Glenn Stage 1 team, but a bad day for Glenn Stage 2 and Blue Origin's customer, AST SpaceMobile. Let's start with the good. A little more than 5 months after flying for the first time,
GS1 at flight level.
GS2 at flight level.
after a 40-minute unexplained launch delay, Blue Origin's New Glenn first stage booster, named Never Tell Me the Odds, once again beat the odds and had a successful takeoff from Launch Complex 36 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, beginning the mission called New Glenn 3, or NG3 for short. The 7 BE-4 engines at the base of the booster providing more than 3.8 million pounds of thrust as it thundered away from the launch pad. While much of the booster was reused from the New Glenn 2 mission back in November 2025, the engines themselves were brand new. A little more than 3 minutes into the flight,
Separation?
the first and second stages separated, and likewise, their outcomes also diverged. Sticking with the booster, it performed a 3-engine burn lasting about 20 seconds, which put it on a rendezvous with the landing vessel named Jacqueline. Then, nearly 9.5 minutes after liftoff,
And we see 3 good engines on lane and burning.
Never Tell Me the Odds once again safely landed out at sea. Like SpaceX before them, Blue Origin plans to reuse this in future boosters more than 24 times. And, like with SpaceX's much larger rocket Starship, Blue Origin's New Glenn is also an integral part of NASA's moon program called Artemis. Blue Origin's crewed lander, called Blue Moon Mark II, will rely on New Glenn to launch it to the moon. John Caloris, the Senior Vice President of Lunar Permanence at Blue Origin, spoke about the critical integration between the Blue Moon lunar landers and the New Glenn rockets during the NG-3 launch countdown.
Having the launch vehicle as the same company's vehicle as the lander has allowed us to optimize the entire stack, the entire design. So we've gotten a lot more performance out of our lander thanks to New Glenn.
But while the recovery of the booster was picture perfect by all accounts, what happened next wasn't. The rocket's upper stage was supposed to deliver the BlueBird 7 satellite from AST SpaceMobile to a 460-kilometer circular orbit, inclined 49.4 degrees from the equator. AST SpaceMobile's CEO and founder, Abel Avalon, described the original timeline ahead of the launch.
We plan to separate from the launch vehicle around 90 minutes after we launch. And then it will take time to, several hours to then capture the satellite in one of our air stations around the globe. And then it will be incorporated. It will be phasing into the constellation, adding to BB1 to BB7.
Separation was set to happen at about 8:41 a.m. Eastern Time, about 5 minutes after a second burn of the 2 BE-3U engines on the upper stage. The Blue Origin launch broadcast ended shortly after booster touchdown, though, with commentators saying updates would come via social media. However, it wasn't until 9:40 a.m. Eastern Time, more than an hour after payload deployment was supposed to occur, when Blue Origin finally gave an update. We've confirmed payload separation. AST SpaceMobile has confirmed the satellite has powered on. The payload was placed into an off-nominal orbit. We are currently assessing and will update when we have more detailed information. There was hope from some that perhaps, while not ideal, the BlueBird 7 satellite could recover from this and perhaps make it into its operational orbit. Those hopes were dashed, however, shortly after 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when AST SpaceMobile issued its own statement, saying that the satellite would be lost. During the New Glenn 3 mission, BlueBird 7 was placed into a lower-than-planned orbit by the upper stage of the launch vehicle. While the satellite separated from the launch vehicle and powered on, the altitude is too low to sustain operations with its onboard thruster technology and will be deorbited. The cost of the satellite is expected to be recovered under the company's insurance policy. AST SpaceMobile said despite the setback, BlueBird satellites 8 through 10 should be ready to ship in about 30 days. Avalon previously spoke about the planned cadence during a March 2nd investor call.
We support our launch cadence during 2026. As we expect the New Glenn booster to be reused every 30 days or less after our oncoming launch. Our launch plans include a total of 12 additional contracted launches across several launch vehicles. Lastly, we also recently signed an additional agreement to integrate our satellites with a new heavy launch vehicle to be on standby in their manifest.
AST SpaceMobile says it selected New Glenn to launch several of its BlueBird satellites because rockets with smaller fairings, like SpaceX's Falcon 9 and India's LVM-3, can only carry 3 to 6 satellites at most.
What is important is going in the New Glenn satellite, where we are starting to launch up to 8 of them in a single launcher. With BB7, we will be achieving the integration into the New Glenn, which is also the largest available fairing and rocket in the market. So that combine of the two giants, BB7 and the New Glenn, it is really what it will propose and move forward our constellation launches this year.
On April 20th, Blue Origin CEO Dave Limp took to social media to offer a preliminary explanation of what happened. While we are pleased with the nominal booster recovery, we clearly didn't deliver the mission our customer wanted and our team expects, Limp wrote on X. Early data suggests that on our second GS2 burn, one of the BE-3U engines didn't produce sufficient thrust to reach our target orbit. Expert orbital tracker and astronomer Dr. Jonathan McDowell says the U.S. Space Force cataloged the BlueBird 7 satellite into a 265 by 485 kilometer orbit at a 43-degree inclination. In a statement in response to questions from Spaceflight Now, the Federal Aviation Administration said the following. The FAA is aware that Blue Origin New Glenn 3 experienced a mishap during the second stage flight sequence following a successful launch. The FAA is requiring Blue Origin to conduct a mishap investigation. The FAA will oversee the Blue Origin-led investigation, be involved in every step of the process, and approve Blue Origin's final report, including any corrective actions. Contact Blue Origin for additional details. In his statement, Limp said the investigation is designed, quote, to learn from the data and implement the improvements needed to quickly return to flight operations. We have been in steady communication with the team at AST SpaceMobile. We appreciate their partnership, and we're looking forward to many flights together. Time will tell how long New Glenn will be sidelined before it launches again, but with NASA counting on it for both cargo missions to the moon starting this year and crewed missions beginning next year, many will be closely watching for its return to flight. Reporting for Spaceflight Now, I'm Will Robinson Smith.